Let's discuss the legality of truncheons in the UK. Many people think that billy clubs are legal. However, as a truncheon, they fall under the prohibited items list. Criminal Justice Act 1988, Section 141. This law defines a prohibited truncheon as a straight, side-handled, or friction-locked truncheon. You may think as a billy club tapers or has a turned handle. It doesn't qualify as straight, but this isn't how the law operates. In this context, the law uses the word straight to differentiate between a rigid shape and something flexible, like a leather cosh. There is a notion that the law is worded specifically to rule out traditional truncheons. That likely will be ignored by the courts. Several legal concepts apply that further strengthen this interpretation. One is the purpose of approach, the intent of Parliament. The aim was to outlaw truncheons. If an item is a truncheon, courts typically prioritize this angle over design defenses. Then there's the mischief doctrine. This allows courts to overlook minor textual differences if the change aims to exclude prohibited items. Lastly, the function test questions whether an item operates like the banned item. Whatever the intent of the lawmakers, they have written legislation that captures all wooden and metal truncheons when applying basic legal concepts. The prosecution and CPS have a history of choosing to ignore a need for experts at their peril. An expert may show the item is not prohibited via design differences, legitimate purpose, or historical uses. So with this in mind, is there a defense for owning an object that looks like a truncheon? The only real defense is that the item is not a truncheon at all. If you own an item that has a legitimate alternative purpose, such as a wheel knocker, fishing club, priest, or another specialized tool, the burden of proof remains on the prosecution to prove the item is a truncheon and nothing else. However, your defense is only as strong as your evidence. If you refer to your fishing priest or wheel knocker as a truncheon or for self-defense during a police interaction, for instance, you have effectively destroyed your own defense. There is also an evidential basis that you need to meet for a defense to apply. The evidential basis could be an invoice for a fishing priest or a certificate from the manufacturer stating its design purpose. The evidential burden for a defense is usually low, given a presumption of innocence. I was speaking to a friend who was selling the item as a fishing priest. I said, "That's big for a priest." He said, "Yes, they're for shark fishing." I laughed, but later found out shark fishing in the UK is an actual thing. The defense relies on showing the item may be what you claim, and the prosecution failing to prove it is not. Either way, it's probably not worth owning one unless you actually shark fish. Despite all this, there are statutory defenses for 100-plus-year-old antiques at the time of the offense, by reverse burden on the balance of probabilities, and possession by certain groups for all items on the Criminal Justice Act 1988's offensive weapons list. This is not formal legal advice, and readers should consult with a solicitor regarding specific items.